So it's that time of year, and I gotta start taking care of my nucs and figure out what I'm doing with them for the winter. So this is a booming 10 frame nuc. It's actually 15 frames, but they haven't really worked the top 5 frames. So I'm gonna close this one up, and it's gonna move to my other yard. It's early in the morning, so I'm not gonna lose a ton of foragers. I'll set that up in my other yard and let them out. I'll set them up in an 8 frame because that's what I happen to have set up. And I will go into this nuc today, and I will capture the queen. So this nuc will be queenless for at least 24 hours. Then tomorrow in the morning I'll shut them up, or tonight I'll shut them up and grab it tomorrow, and then I can combine them with spray and sugar water. I'll bring them to the other yard and combine them with that other nuc. So this is phase 1. So these JZ cages are great to stick queens in easily. I didn't use any queen catcher or anything. The best is for me is to use my my fingers and just pluck her off the frame with my without using gloves. You can grab her by the wings quickly and get her right into one of these cages. So I can use her. She's a good queen, this year's queen. So I could use her to replace a second-year queen or something if I wanted to requeen something. So she's available, and I can decide what I want to do with her. So they've been successfully moved to my hayfield, which is more than 3 miles away from my other yard. So we'll let them settle down here. I'll open them up, let them fly, and then after settle down from the ride, they didn't manage to tip over, so that was good. And then I'll transfer them, and hopefully later I'll have someone to run the camera, and we'll inspect it while we transfer it, and Tracy's purple palace will live again. All right, so it's our next step. I finally got a cameraman. I managed to get Austin out of bed. Bees have settled down, and they're just going about their business. So I'm gonna take 8 frames out of here and move them into my 8 frame setup over here. I got 15 frames total. I know these aren't really built out. I might just put them in there for a spacer. And then as I'm doing this, I'll do a quick inspection, because this would be foolish to do if I don't have a laying queen in here, but I'm pretty sure that I do. So this top, I had put these on late just to give it some room, and I didn't have any drawn out stuff to use, and they really haven't done much. They're not even up there. There's only a handful of bees, but they'll work for spacers for a little bit later if I need them. So I actually don't need a rack, because I'm going to just move these right into the other one. So because I'm going to feed heavy, there's still time to do this to get these ready for winter. This is all honey along the top, pollen. No brood or anything on this one, so this will be a good outside frame. A little bit of brood that's still capped, but that's emerging soon. I got eggs on this side. Do a quick look for the queen. Eggs and some small larvae. Queen could be on this one, but I don't see her. A lot more brood here. A little bit bigger larva. Cat brood. There is a queen right there. Got what's remaining of a green dot. This year's. We requeened this hive by combining 2 Nucs because they wanted to swarm. So she's gonna go in, and I'm gonna put her safe and sound here. This has got eggs on it, so. Another beautiful frame of brood, cap brood that's about to emerge. Some on this side, but that's emerging now. This, I believe, is yeah, it's honey on this side. We'll put this for the outside for now. This is a tricky spot. Trying to fit 10 frames in an 8-frame box. This is a mostly empty frame, a little bit of pollen. Put that in there for now. This has brood, large larva, eggs. So that's definitely got to go down the bottom here. I need 2 more down here. Another beautiful frame brood that's about to emerge. Once that emerges, give empty cells for her to lay in. Brood and eggs, cap brood and eggs, pollen over here. So this is gonna go down. My queen was over here, that's why I put this number 2 frame in. This frame's empty, so I'm gonna stay with that right now. It's not completely empty, it has a little bit of pollen, but I'm not worried about it. There's no brood on it, so these bees are going in. Set these aside. Give them some pollen, it won't hurt. They're still bringing in pollen now, but it won't hurt. And so, that's their new home. Oh, you know what I gotta do? Not that it really matters too much, but any bees that are in here, I'm just gonna shake in. There's not much. They'll find their way anyway once they smell that queen. So tomorrow, my other nuke that I'm going to combine with this will be queenless for 24 hours. And so I'll stick them together with just a little bit of sugar water to keep people happy. And I got enough time to get these knocks full of honey for winter. And that's that. We'll be back tomorrow. So I'm finally back to this other nuke that I want to combine with that nuke. My 24-hour plan didn't work because of cold weather in the morning and my work schedule. So now 5 days have gone by since I captured the queen. So now I have to go through this hive and make sure there's no queen cells. And I'm going to get them ready in an 8 frame so that tomorrow morning I can come here, tomorrow morning Saturday, and I can just pick them up, carry them over, and it'll be a lot easier to combine. I won't have to mess with taking them out of the nuc. They'll be all ready to go. So that's what we're doing now. So the main thing is I don't want any virgin queen possibility coming into that hive that I'm combining these with. So we have to go through this one. We know it's queenless. It's only been 5 days. There was no way they could make a queen. So I got to double check for queen cells. That's just a honey frame. So that's going to go on my outside. And I'm without a cameraman, so I'm hoping you can see something. Now, because I'm taking 10 frames and going to an 8, I got to get rid of 2. And guess what? That's a perfect one. That's one I just put in recently, and they haven't built it or anything. And this next one's the same way. Look, here's a queen cell. So we're going to scrape that. There was nothing in that one. It was just a practice cell. But another frame I'm just going to let go because it's really got nothing done on it. I'll let the bees eat the honey out of that. Now there's a lot of brood. And there's a queen cell. Look at all the queen cells on that. But here's the thing, there's no queen in this hive. And to be sure, I want to make sure I get all the queen cells. So I'll shake the bees right off because we've all missed them before, no matter who you are. And I do not want to miss a queen cell when I'm combining this, so I'm going to make sure I get them all. And to be positive, I need to shake the bees off so I can see what I'm doing. A lot of people don't do that, and they can miss them. Nothing on that one. Nothing on that one. Just honey, there was no brood on this, so that's all right. Nothing on that. Now once I get this all done and I make sure there's no queen cells, I'm gonna put the cover on this. I got no inner cover, I'm not worried about it. I only need it for overnight, and I want to be able to ratchet strap it together. See, there's brood on this, so there's a chance for queen cells. I'll shake the bees off. I got large larvae. That makes sense though. And see, these that I might have missed, I can definitely see them. Because it's only 5 days, there's no chance that a virgin queen already. I'm just gonna double check this. So that's that. Oh, I should shake this up. Now I'm not going to move this till tomorrow morning, so these bees will settle down. They'll all go in there because it smells like their hive. I'll ratchet strap this up tomorrow morning when it's like 6:30 in the morning. I'll come put duct tape over. Most of my bees will all be in the hive still then, and I'll bring it over to the other yard, and hopefully we'll get that all combined. That's it for now. All right, so we're finally here, and I'm finally getting these 2 nucs combined. So this is the existing nuc. This has a queen in it. This is queenless. So first we're gonna mask as much guard pheromone as we can. Get this open up. And this is nothing fancy here. We'll give them a little sugar water spray to keep them distracted. Try to keep everybody happy. There's going to be a little bit of fighting in the hive when they come together, but I might lose a couple bees, but such is life. And I'll still have time to get them strong for overwintering. Where am I stuck? What do I got? I got the entrance reducer stuck on there. That's no good. We'll mask their guard pheromone too a little bit. They've been cooped up though. Push them down. And that's about it. I'll let them settle in for a few days, sort things out, and then I'll come back and start getting them ready for winter, reorganizing, get some apivar in there, and get them ready to start feeding, which I'll probably start feeding in a week.